So how would you compare this shoot to shooting in New York in the last movie?
I mean, I think everything is different. I think the cool part about these movies are that every location adds to sort of the energy of the movie. The LA has its certain charms, but New York was this really cool magical city. And this one, we're shooting a lot at the Universal Park, so it's a lot more colorful and vibrant, and you're getting to go, oh, what can we do with this roller coaster? What can we do with this ride? And so it's different, but it's fun because I think it's the only way to keep these things interesting. If we were shooting each Sharknado in Los Angeles, we would get completely bored. It's like, well, what else can we do? Oh, let's just go down to the 6th Street Pier, or the bridge, and do that. Let's go down the San Joaquin Pier again. It doesn't allow yourself to create a sequence. I think one of the charms of it is give us a location and we'll figure out something to do with it. And in New York, it's like, oh, we got Statue of Liberty and we got to shoot in Times Square. And here it's like, can we do this roller coaster? Can we do this? And Universal Orlando has just been very welcoming to us. I came and scouted back in November, and we were walking around and I'm like, oh cool, we could have sharks doing that, or we can do this, and they were just very gracious when we finally settled on coming here, and that gave us a lot of stuff to do.
Did shooting in a working theme park present any new challenges the first two films didn't really have?
No. The first movie was hard because we were nothing, we were nobody to anything, so it was hard to get anything to happen. And the irony of what's happening here with the theme park, when we were shooting the first movie, I remember talking to our line producer and going, well, what if we go to Universal Hollywood and we'll shoot on the downed airplane set, or we'll go to the tram ride and we'll just shoot that, and then we'll put sharks in there and do that stuff. And they go, no, we can't afford that. It's like, okay, but it's there, and it makes it easier for us because we have a very small schedule and a small budget. And then we kind of revisited that on the second one because we had the subway sequence. And then the irony is now we're actually shooting at Universal Orlando, and the people here at Universal Orlando have been with open arms. Provided one of the best location shoots that I've ever had. They're like crackerjack in everything we have. It's like military planning, but they're just very flexible and opening. To put in perspective, the first day of shooting, and I don't know if you guys went around the park at all. So the Universal Orlando Park, for a 12-hour day, we moved to 8 different locations within the park and shot multiple different scenes, and that was because they know what they're doing. They want us there. They made it easy for us, and we planned it, and it was done. Oh, we don't have. Well, you know what? We got this back there. We'll bring this to you on set. And the stuff that kills time on movie sets is like, locations going, oh, you can't do that. You got to move that. You can't shoot there. You can't do that. Or you get out there and you find out there's limitations, and there hasn't been a single limitation, and that's what you hope for. So the park has been great, and it just adds a character to it. When you look at it, and it's just like it's kind of a backlot. We actually did one other thing. We subbed yesterday. I don't know if were you guys out there yesterday? So we used that little side street to be Washington D.C. for a little sequence for stun, because we're going to do a bunch of stuff in D.C. But that kind of thing we would never be able to accomplish there. We could control the street. And that was actually fun because it felt like we were like on a big Roland Emmerich movie for like 2 hours.
Over there is Amity Island, and then there's a giant shark hanging over there, and just steps away from where the old Jaws ride was here at Universal Studios. So can you speak a little bit to the fact that you're kind of filming in this sort of other shark pantheon, hallowed ground a little bit? How does that strike you?
Someone told me my kids were, because of Jaws, were afraid of sharks. And they saw Sharknado and they weren't afraid anymore. So it's kind of neat.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it's kind of like we kind of undid the damage of Jaws. So now they're a little more. They go, oh, they're just funny. Sharks are funny. It's neat. I mean, it's part of the both movies in a way are both part of the Universal family because it's Universal, NBC, SyFy, Comcast, and. To kind of even get close to that Spielberg like touch the hem of his garment thing, that we're right there. We're not Jaws, and we'll never be, but people know us too. Because we kind of had to shoot around that area. We had to get permission to shoot the Jaws, because we had to shoot that Jaws thing in some capacity, and I think they had to get permission from Amblin, and I think that was like kind of the coolest thing when we heard back from Universal saying, yeah, Amblin was okay with it. It's like, really? Amblin was okay with it? That was cool. So I kind of, that little kid in me was like, Spielberg sort of knows about my movie.
It's like a Spielberg cameo.
Yeah. So that's the kind of neat thing about it, And there's a lot of IPs at the parks, and so there was we had all these discussions of what can we do and what can't we do, and so that informed the trajectory of it. But again, that goes back to Universal Studios or Universal Orlando. When we asked them a question, they got an answer right away. So it's like, could we do this? It's like, yes, you can do this, but you can't do that. It's like, okay. And that's the other thing too that and if I'm wrong, please you call me out on it. But I think this is an unprecedented thing where an actual amusement park in a disaster movie or an action movie is actually name checked. Because if you think about it, like Escape from LA, it was it was supposed to be Disneyland, but it was a fake name. Wally World was Six Flags. Jaws 3D, they used SeaWorld, but they called it something else. And I think the roller coaster movie in the 70s was probably a fake one as well. We're sending sharks into Universal Orlando, and people are getting eaten by sharks. And it was really cool to see the park be very open to it in a way that I would never have expected. It's like, so you're okay, people are going to die in your park. It's like, yeah, but if it's the sharks doing it, it's okay. and you think about it, and that opens up the possibilities. So then you go, okay, yeah, so we can't do this, but as long as we stay with that mission statement and those rules, they were completely open to anything we tossed out at them. And they also understand that it's a fun thing, and it's a movie-based lot. I mean, in addition to the Islands and Adventures, which has a lot of IP branded stuff, I mean, it's very movie-centric, and they want people to know that they have stages here, that they have the option. The fact that we could do Washington D.C. here and it look as great as it did, that's a big deal. The fact that they're very production friendly, that's a big deal. You have all these states that have these production incentives, and in some cases those incentives go away, or there's a lot of red tape about how it works. They're kind of trying to create their own incentive for people to come here so they don't have to deal with red tape, and that it's easy to shoot.